Again, this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill, compete with the young crowd. This is video number 75. In this video, I want to discuss the first menu that I created dynamically, which happens to be this right here. I'm only interested in this part right here. And I'm using two associated array because even though you see this, well, this is an icon from Font Awesome, and of course this is just your regular wording, your options for the menu, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, and if you go to the footer, let's go to the footer. I need to speed this up. All right, see the footer? So we have right here what? 6, and above we got 7. As you notice, there's no footer because why would we need one? And we got a home right here. So we got a home. What happened here? What is it? Oh, okay. So we got a home here, right? So there, here's the footer. So what I did was, this is created dynamically. 2 pieces. I made two arrays, 2 associated arrays, one for this, one for that one. Maybe it was just one. Let's see. Yeah, it's just one. We got one array for this part, and a regular array for the icon. And what I did was, here is the actual file. Of course, you create the nav, because that's part of the HTML5. You say nav, and of course you got your closing nav, right? Because that's what it is. And all the in-between stuff is you know, like for instance, this is the second one. I could have just taken that out. Maybe I should have. You know something? Maybe we'll do that because we don't want to confuse. Because I already did one with this. Let's get that out. There you go, right here. Let's save it up. Okay. See, and it uses this. This is it. You saw what we. Let's put that back. See, this is the normal. This is how people actually do it. They say nav. You know, it's a nav bar. We're using Bootstrap. Yep, these are the classes. So it'll look good. And then you have your whatever. Container fluid. Now remember, this takes the whole thing, container fluid. Remember, everything is a div, everything is a box. And then you do UL, right? It's on the unlist. And then this is the class of nav, same idea. And of course, under the UL, you got the LIs, and these are the lists, the actual lists. And of course, A, because this is a href, so because when you hit this, see how you got the little hand? That means it's an A href. So that means when we hit this, it'll go somewhere. You've seen that already throughout this course. LI, the same thing, right? So, but on the dynamic, this is because you're doing a hardcore. I could have done it too, but I just want to keep it there so I can show you guys. Excuse me. But I wanted to create a dynamic. So as you can see, this is a nav. Let's move this down a little bit here. This is a nav, right? Let's move this a little bit here. This is a nav that had, wait a minute. Did I put this in the right place? Yes, I did. See, and I only got one div, which is this one, because this is what we're doing, because it's the whole thing, right? Well, and you got your UL. This is only to show the accrued part, this part right here, which I created 2 separate ones. See, this one here, and this the second one. So this and this is 2 separate things, right? So then what you do is, what is it? So what I did was, okay, I create one like this. Let me see if I lined this up good. Yeah, okay. It is a nav bar, blah, blah, blah. Then you embed the PHP right into it. Then you create a function. You call it my menu, $param, as in parameters. And then you create the two arrays. This one is the associated array. You know it's associated array because you have a rocket. And you say home, it points to this. When you hit home, it's going to look for this, which is an ID way down here somewhere. Okay, that's what that is. And then the second one is just a regular array with the name of the actual name of what the font awesome is. And you can see right here that this is what it looks like. See, you got your list, you got your styles. It's a display inline. This is inline. Then here's your href, and here's your $val, which you're gonna get from here. And if I did this like the way I showed you from before, let's see. Let's go here. Right here. See how you have a li right here? See, look, this is li. This is the FA Facebook. This is the actual font awesome right here. This is it. As long as you got it set up in your header that you want Bootstrap in there, I mean font awesome CSS, then you can use this like that. So what happens is you're telling, and it starts with an I for icon. This is classes FA, and it's a FA Facebook, and you're going to get the actual picture, which is kind of like these things here. Let's go down. Look, these things. Except we don't have a picture of Facebook. I just have these things because I'm using it throughout. I mean, next time I just put it in there, just maybe I'll do that for you guys. And then when I give you the last thing, the last crud.php, the major one, then everything will be on there instead of all broken up like I've been doing. Anyway, so let's get up there, and that's what that is. So we don't need, so as you can see, if you look at over here, you're going to see li. Where's li at? Right, and then you're going to see the I. Here it goes, I, right here. It's the class of whatever it is, and this is what the $icon ARR is, which is this one, icon ARR. When this hits number 1, it'll be this one. This one will be 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Instead of doing it like I showed you before when I did this here, you have to, if you had, let's say, 10 options, then you will have to have 10 of these. And it kind of fills up your file. So what I would like to do is just to, trim it down just to one thing, but make it dynamically. This way I don't have to use all this stuff, right? It just be just that one line. You're gonna put it. You're gonna assign it to a variable. We're gonna call it $print menu. Of course, you're going to have all your LIs just like you did before, like I showed you, but within that page, because you want this right here. This will be your value, $value. So when you hit home, it's going to go straight, it's going to click yourself right into this guy. You're going to go straight down. You're going to select the smooth scrolling. You're going to hit this guy, or about us, or affiliates, or images. Okay, so that's what that is. So if you create both of them, but how you call it. So then what I did was I said li equals to 0 because we're going to be using that to count. And then this is the for each. That's one's going to be looping through this array, the associated array, and it's going to be cut down like this. This is how you do it. You say as key, and of course your rocket, and then the value. So in the function, you're going to say function equals a key, right? That will be your function. And then now we're going to start counting, because we want all 7 of them, and we don't, and some places we just want 6. That's what this is, because when you pass it on to the actual function, the parameter, we're going to be using it. So if you put 7 here, it's going to know that it's 7 or 6, because remember, it does indexes 0 to 6, that will be 7. So, and as you can see, you're echoing here. You're calling this. You're not calling that. You're calling, what is it? This here that you empty out. You made it into a null. And then when you say echo this, it's going to echo this, each one by one. So it does that first one, and then boom, that's it. That's all I want. It'll go through it like 7 times, 0 to 6, 7 times. And then once you're done, it'll hit footer, and then that's it. You're done. Then you get the rest of the menus. It just keeps going straight down. You understand? So this is the function. You're going to pass a parameter, which is actually an argument. When you're passing something around, like this is the name of the function, and you pass that is called an argument. This is when you invoke, you pass an argument, but when it receives it, it becomes a parameter. I don't know why they just didn't keep it the same, but hey, so it is. Right? So now you create the two, so it calls on these two guys, I equal to 0. It's going to loop through each one. It's going to loop through each one, creating this. See, you're going to loop through each one, creating this with that little icon next to it. See? If you did it the other way, like I just showed you, the one that I just deleted, the bunch, that's not dynamic. You're putting it in there yourself. It's embedded. This is built dynamically. All you have to do is concentrate on that one li. Make sure it says key in the function name, because you're calling the function name. This function name is what scrolls all the way down to this different section. See, the IDs. Okay, so it loops through the whole thing, and then it adds a 1 to the I, and then it finds out. Now, if you say 6, it'll say, oh, if it's greater than 5, which is okay, greater than 6, then that's it, you're done. If you put in 5, the footer, when you call this guy, you're calling it with a 5. And what happens is when it hits this, right, and it's greater than 5, it stops. That's why you don't get footer. You don't get this option at the footer below. So when you're dealing with stuff like this, like PHP and then embedded into, which is embedded into the HTML, and you're calling it, so you're building it dynamically. You're building this menu dynamically. That's what that means. It's building it for you. And when you do this, I see the I, it just keeps adding to it. It adds the next one. It adds the about us, and then it adds the affiliation or the affiliates, and then the images, and then the website, and contact, and of course the footer. See, this is what echoes it, because you're already building it. It builds that first one and it echoes it, you get this one. Then it builds it again, then it echoes it and gives you this one. And it keeps adding one to this. Right here, that's the magic right there. And once that is done, that's it. It continues with the actual file. It goes to the next level, which would be what? This menu, and then this menu, and of course the rest of the website. That is when you build things dynamically. So you can take this, right, and just change this stuff. Like add more if you want to, and you go like this, and add a comma right here, and just add another one. But it has to look like this. And this here, the ID, You have to make sure that it's part of it here. So if I went, let me show you what I'm talking about. If I went like this, what would it be? Matter of fact, let me just get down there myself. Where is it? This makes it easier. See? Footer. See this right here? This that's in the footer. See? Footer is this. Where is it? Right here. It's this. Okay. Footer. See? Footer. But for you to call it, for you to get there, because in the HTML you got this. This is an ID that you put in within the element. Within the element. This is the element, the HTML element, the footer. You say ID. Now, if you did this, like this, class, and then footer, like that, then it would be, let's take that out. Then it would be dot. You will put a dot right here. But since we're calling an ID, this is how you call an ID. With the emperor, what is we call this? Hashtag. That's how it works. And when you're building it one by one, you're adding one to it, right here. And it goes to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And that's it. And it searches as oh, is it bigger than that? Good, that's it. If it's bigger than 6, okay, good. Then you're going to get your footer. If it's bigger than 5, then you're not going to get the footer. And that's the last one. The footer is the last one. And that's how that works. And then this is the one that calls it. This is just creates it. That's all it does. This is what invokes it. Down there at the footer area, you'll see it that is, where is it? Right here. It's invoked right here. You gotta make sure you put these guys here. PHP. It calls this, it says 5. It automatically goes way up there to this function with a 5, and then it breaks it down, boom, 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 and it skips this part. See? And you can put that, you can put this throughout the whole thing, by the way. This throughout the middle or whatever you like. And that's how that works. Well, that's all I got, because I gotta get ready for my for my doctor's appointment. And I hope you understood me. If not, just give me a comment and I'll read it. I'll slow it down. Anyway, I gotta go. So I hope you enjoyed. Give me a likes, please. It kind of really helps me out. And until next time, a good night.